Out of nowhere question of the week is going to go to my guy Knit Ram. Sir, we had a spectacular main event on Wednesday, which we're going to get into it later on here in the show. But my question to you is, if you were to have the best blood and guts match you can have with the roster that AEW has, what 10 people are you selecting?
So it's funny that you bring that up because I was telling Brendan this when I watched it. The roster they had wasn't bad. It made sense to me. I think Team Elite. I think you put Kenny in there. I would take out Jack Perry. You put Kenny in there, and that to me that side would be perfect. And on the AEW side, it should have been Darby. It should have been MJF. It should have been the Acclaimed. I do agree that the Acclaimed should have been in there. And for the fifth one, anyone but Mark Briscoe. Why was Mark Briscoe on Team AEW? I still can't get over this. But to be honest, if you're going to do Team AEW, it should have been Chris Jericho. I think Chris Jericho is one of the biggest AEW like back supporters that people just don't give credit to. He carried the company for 2 years. I love Chris Jericho. I love the Learning Tree. I'm just throwing that in because we're not going to get to that tonight. I love them. But yeah, anybody but Mark Briscoe.
That's kind of crazy because I have my thoughts about Mark Briscoe and that main event. We'll get into that. What about you, Brittany? Anybody you probably would have thrown in there differently?
I mean, I agree with the. It's like the to me the Young Bucks team was perfect. They leave that as is. Hangman and Page and the guys. The other team it felt like a bunch of wild cards. I do agree that the Acclaim should have been in there. Maybe even like everybody else is busy, but like like the top of the top is what I would put, like the Will Ospreys and things like that. The people I haven't seen in bloody matches in a while. Like, I mean, we see Will Ospreay bang, but we haven't seen him like in a John Moxley bang with the hitting each other with computers and such. But I mean, I liked the Briscoe pick only because I felt like everybody on the AEW team was beefing, and he was the one to bring them together, even though he's not from there. But he's like, I have no ties in this race. I have no ties in this title race and any title race that goes on here because I'm not from here. But I could bring y'all together.
China's not with us tonight, but he's in the comments. He said, "Doink the clown, Hornswoggle, China, the boogeyman, and Goldust versus Mistress, APA, and the Dudleys." That's his
One
match.
team is so lopsided. Like,
that's his match.
JBL starting the match with Hornswoggle would be something crazy.
Yeah, that'd be something wild. But hey, we had a lot of talk about tonight. There's some free agents, I guess, that are becoming free agents. We had a pay-per-view free television show. Raw was cooking, NXT was cooking, but let's go ahead and start our show.
Four sides of the ring, four sides of the ring. Everybody out here got an opinion, your ego shall die in the ring. If the debate's getting heated, we heating, you know it's been fire in the ring. We them guys in the ring, leave with your pride in the sling. Four sides of the ring, four sides of the ring. Everybody out here got an opinion, your ego shall die in the ring. If the debate's getting heated, we heating, you know it's been fire in the ring. We them guys in the ring, leave with your pride in the sling. Four sides of the ring.
You're muted.
You're muted, bro. This is live TV.
What's going on, Ringsiders? Your favorite faction is back. I'm Marcus Hernandez, the founder. I'm with Knit Ram. I'm with Brandy Savage. What's going on, fellas?
What's going on, y'all?
Chilling. We don't have no Chano, no Zombie King tonight. They went to go watch Deadpool 3. No invite.
Real quick, being the fifth man, being the sub. I want y'all to know that's for emergencies. That's so if you can't make it. Not so y'all can go see Deadpool 3. Okay? It's not what Nitram clocks in for.
You thought you were part time?
No spoilers.
You thought you were part time? It's crazy. This is full time stuff going on right now. You are. No one ever says, and maybe a member of Four Sides of the Ring, Nitram. They say, and member of Four Sides of the Ring. Sometimes you even get like host. I'm like, come on now, y'all. He don't look like me that much. It's got to totally.
I host trivia.
Man.
I host trivia.
You host trivia. I'll give you that. You're all right. You do host 3 count trivia, which, speaking about 3 count trivia, we're coming back. We're about 2 weeks away from opening up full registration. We got pre-registration right now. If you don't know anything about 3 count trivia, let's take a look at the first season.
And now your host, Martin Big Ram Hernandez. So precious. It's honestly one of the best titles. No, we got deserving. And I'm your host, the one that makes them say, "Oh damn!" It's your boy. It's Nick Ram. World title reign. Rated RKO have combined. Oh god.
You can pre-register now, 4 Sides OTR on X, or you could email us, 4sidesotr@gmail.com. 3 count trivia season 2 will be on the way, so don't miss out. We are trying to grow, expand, and do our thing. Nitram, will there be anything new this upcoming season you can tell everybody?
TNA questions for everybody that played last year. I specifically left it WWE. TNA questions, AEW questions. Season 2, we are seeing who knows the most wrestling, not just WWE. Who knows the most wrestling? No indies yet. I was not greenlit on the indies yet.
Yeah,
that's what
you gotta give time. You gotta give time to the other guys to catch up on indie stuff. You know, so
And not for
makes
nothing,
sense.
me and Martin just discovered that the Samsung TV app has TNA all day and Women of Wrestling all day. So I'm gonna be tuning into that all the time, even though it's old indie. But I'm gonna brush up.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Find out what made the indies so great, and then see if they're still great or if they're slacking when they got to the main stage.
Oh, we just
Well,
watched
I
the
can see
Ethan
Brandon.
Page match.
On now just being like, just straight up being like, I'm like, what was the hard to kill 2020 pay-per-view? He's like, I just watched this yesterday.
Facts.
China says no braids, no trivia. He says we need to have Martin to have his braids again, and he asked if you could chef up a grilled cheese for him, Brandy, since you are in the kitchen tonight.
Hey, that's hilarious. Nah, but not for nothing. I was looking at the video and I'm like, damn, man, Martin's hair was a lot shorter.
It was a lot shorter. It was a lot shorter. Brendan, the guy's in the building. What is going on, Brendan? How are you doing tonight? But hey, let's talk some wrestling, fellas. Let's talk some wrestling. We had an interesting week, if you would say. We had some crazy things. I want to kind of start off with, let's switch it up. I got a new segment, and my segment tonight is, do they move the needle? We always talk about if this person moves the needle for me. And we just found out Sir MVP and Sir Bobby Lashley were taken off the roster. We already know Shelton Benjamin is doing his own thing. So my question to you guys, fellas, does the Hurt Business move the needle? Let's start with you, Nitram.
Absolutely. Absolutely, the Hurt Business starts the needle. It's simple. The Hurt Business was one of the best things going on during their little run. Like I generally liked it. They started off weird because they were like trying to be super heels, and then people just got behind them as these tweener faction that just was straight up all about business. They're there to win championships. They're there to, you know, saying they were a great threat. MVP is a great mouthpiece. Bobby Lashley's a world champion at multiple companies. Shelton Benjamin is one of the standards of what high flying wrestling should look like in general. The man's a standard. And with or without Cedric Alexander, who is the young guy, they could take any of these young, you know, wrestlers out there and bring one in to be that new member of the Hurt Business. In a sense, they're Black Evolution. And I really dig it.
So,
Okay. What about you, Brandon? How do you feel about the Hurt Business?
I don't want to say the Black Evolution because the Black Evolution had youth. These guys didn't necessarily have youth. Everybody that was in it was pretty much past their prime. I would say they moved the needle without the tag team. I really do feel like the Hurt Business was always great with just MVP and Bobby Lashley. That was when they were at their best. And I feel that Bobby Lashley only moved the needle with MVP at his side. I would make that argument. But shout out to our boy Chance, because I think even he might agree that Bobby Lashley, in his old age, above 45 plus, is still a great mover and doesn't move at the caliber that other 45-year-olds move at.
Okay, I like both of your answers. I think the only thing that doesn't move the needle for the Hurt Business is Bobby Lashley's spear. I think that's the only thing. If he changes that up and does like a power slam or something, changes up the finisher.
What's wrong with his spear?
Everything. Everything is wrong with his spear. It's not great.
Well, he has the slam where he just pulls the dude up shows his strength. But
and you know the Hurt Locker.
Yeah.
Hurt Locker.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Brendan the guy says Raw Underground gave them a bad start. Do you guys agree with that?
100%.
Yeah. Raw Underground was a bad start for everything.
For everybody who was involved in it. Omas. Shit.
Yeah, everybody. I
Let's
can't
just throw
think of one
Dijak
positive.
Underground.
Name one positive story coming out of Raw Underground. They had sexy lady dancers in the cages and the camera angles. There were like 50 of them in one segment. It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible.
Any underground segment in the WWE is terrible.
Fair enough.
I like the NXT stuff.
Last predictions. Last predictions. Do you think all three of them land in the same spot, or do you think all three of them go separate ways?
I think if you're Tony Khan and you're looking to sign Shelton Benjamin, which is what the rumor's been for a minute now, I think all three of them making a debut against a faction like the Elite or a faction even something smaller like the Learning Tree, but as a group, I think sets more news than one person showing up at a time. I think whoever signs these people should sign them all together. So yeah, I think they'll all be in one unit.
Okay, no Cedric Alexander. We know Cedric, made his move over to NXT or re-signed or whatever the case might be. But Cedric is no longer part of the Hurt Business and won't be moving forward with these guys if they decide to do something outside of the Hurt Business. If you could, what name would you give them?
What was the name in TNA?
That's a good question. Oh, I thought you meant what wrestler are we giving them?
No,
the faction, because they can't use the Hurt Business. So what would you call the faction?
What was MVP
the Pain?
Bobby Lashley's name?
The Pain Business?
The Pain Business.
It sounds terrible. That sounds terrible.
Black
the
Evolution
Hurt Association.
Still out there.
The Hurt Association?
Hurt Association.
Oh man, who knows? Well, it's a new segment for us. Do they move the needle? And it sounds like the Hurt Business does move the needle. So I agree with all of you guys. I think wherever they go, these three guys, if you have them on your roster as the Hurt Business, or if you have Bobby Lashley it moves the needle. Bobby Lashley moves the needle. Shelton Benjamin moves the needle. It's a little needle move for MVP. If we're being honest. We're being real. Okay. But if you want a great manager, then he definitely moves the needle.
That's honestly why I'm so upset at MVP burning bridges, bro, with Triple H and them, because you could have been a great manager for a future faction to come. Honestly, MVP's own future should only be managing. Please don't get in the ring again, sir.
if I'm gonna be honest, he would have been perfect for what Ashanti the Adonis is doing right now. He would have been perfect for him.
Yeah. I don't know. Let us know in the chat, in the comments. Does the Hurt Business move the needle? And what should their new name be? Let's go ahead and move on. Friday night we had Martin, your guy, taking a dub over Carmelo Hayes. Andrade has been up. He's been up on a good little roller coaster right now, catching dubs. He is the speed champion. I'm not sure if if that means anything. But I mean, it's what he is. It's his title now. So he's got something. But Carmelo looked really good in this match as well. Your thoughts?
100%. No, I mean, I've always thought Carmelo Hayes was above good. I've always been very vocal about that, I think. So one of the reasons why I've always got upset with the whole when he dropped the title to Trick is because Carmelo was so good. Carmelo, to me, is missing something, and it's not wrestling, and it's not really necessarily his character. I don't know what it is exactly, but he's missing like one thing, and I don't know if it's just a better finisher or something like that. But that being said, Andrade is incredible, right? Like Andrade moves, man.
Mm-hmm.
Andrade is one of like the only wrestlers who I can think can actually go there and wrestle 6 different styles with anybody. Like Andrade is incredible. And speed champion, I hate it. I love that Andrade is getting wins on TV, but let them lead to something that's not a 3-minute title.
So I mean, to me, this was like probably as for the viewers at home, our week starts on Friday. So I'm gonna say that this was match of the week for me. Like that was the
Really?
highlight of SmackDown. Probably like it was the best match I remember watching SmackDown. I was on a nightcap and I was just like, this is a pretty slow episode. And then they got that match. I know it was at the beginning, but I was so grateful for that match.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good match. It was a good match. The only thing that was better than that match, low-key, was my guy Terrence Crawford helping out. And I got to get that shirt.
I know you're excited about that. I seen him. I was like, I know the founder's going crazy at home.
That's my guy Terrence Crawford. You already know, undefeated. Nobody can touch him. He's out there helping out the Golden Boy, our champion, our guy Cody Rhodes. Doesn't do much though because they still took the L in that main event.
He should have been the surprise tag team partner. I think.
Right.
What a wasted opportunity. It should have been Terrence. He should have just hopped over, threw some punches, and I don't know, got knocked out. Nah, he can't get knocked out. Got hit with a chair or something. I don't know.
Nah, he just even like if he just got involved with the match and slept somebody, like it would have been great.
Right.
But we couldn't even
someone
get
on the outside, yeah.
Like we know for a fact, like Austin Theory, Grayson Waller, these are the guys that take boxers punches the best. We want to see them get rocked. So like, why not?
You're 100%. I mean, that's what they paid Mayweather to do to the Big Show. You know what I mean?
Mayweather.
It was
Tyson
so
Fury.
Unbelievable. We still loved it. Well, it's not. I'm not gonna say we all loved it, but
it's a great match. I don't
hey,
care what
it was
says.
believable. He really broke his nose. All right.
I mean, yeah. If you want to say that, we don't got to get too much into this because I know next week it's gonna get a little heated. But I'm gonna wait for my guy, the Zombie King, to be in the building for this discussion because we're coming back to it. Earlier, when we started this, we talked about it. We had a whole episode around it. Logan Paul, LA Knight, and this was before any titles were involved. And now we're back. They're both at a higher prestige level of wrestling than they were when we had first spoke about them. We are at a higher level of prestige when it comes to speaking about wrestling now than when we were when we first spoke about them. So tomorrow or next week is going to be really interesting to see how Chano Brandy dissect their guy and their love for LA Knight because of what he did at MSG for Jalen Brunson. Or do you go for the star-studded kid that you've been backing up this entire time and retains his U.S. title in his hometown?
I mean, you mean like Logan Paul sided with Tyrese Halliburton? There's no debate here. It's it. He chose the Olympic star team ops. Everybody involved with Tyrese Halliburton is an op.
Fair,
LeBron
okay.
James.
Fair enough. We're definitely going to get into SummerSlam predictions next week. We got all-in predictions to do as well coming up soon. So it's definitely going to be fun. I really want to shout out Kevin Owens' mom, beating cancer. You love to hear it. You love to see it. So, that's big. That's awesome. Shouts out to you, Kevin Owens' mom, for being strong and doing that. Fellas, on Monday night Monday night was crazy. I'm not going to lie. Monday Night Raw was cooking. It was probably the best televised TV show this week, and I say that with saying that Blood and Guts was just incredible. But let's start with Damien Priest and how we've been saying that he's supposed to be a heel, but he's giving out these crazy opportunities. He's so nice. It's like the worst villain in the world. But he has this promo with Gunther, and for once you actually see the face in Damien Priest.
I mean, did he even have a promo? He just went out there and started swinging, right?
No, well, no, he didn't have the promo. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. For the first time, no words, just go out there and do what a hero would do and defend his honor. And I think it's the first time we've actually seen Damien Priest just go straight face and not question it.
Because you know what we're seeing, right? We are seeing the Rhea Ripley treatment. Remember when Rhea Ripley was going face against Nia Jax and they had to put her all in the separate from Judgment Day? Don't even interact with them. Don't go out there with them. Don't even they literally did not even interact with Damien Priest. Like, oh, he left, he got kicked out, and they moved on. But yeah, they're doing so. It is. I am curious to see where that goes, because is he going to remain the face? Is what the question is.
Right.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Y'all can take my Puerto Rican card. I'm tired of Damien Priest as champion. Tired of it.
I took it up and ripped it, buddy. It's done.
Y'all can take it. Give Gunther the title, because I hate to say it, but man, Damien Priest is not interesting anymore, y'all. He's copy.
This guy stinks.
No, look, guys, he's copy paste repeat. He's the Oprah Winfrey. He's the Oprah Winfrey of champions. I said this before. He keeps giving out title shots. He rolls with bad guys, but doesn't want to be bad. He's the definition of I just want to do hood rat things with my friends, but then he gets upset when he gets caught. I don't like him. I'm sick of it. Unless he goes full heel and he's the Damien Priest that had the briefcase that was willing to win at any cost, I don't get why I should care for him. Because he's Puerto Rican?
Because he has something to prove.
That only goes so far.
Because he's from the streets, and you obviously don't understand that because you're not from the streets. You don't
get
it. You're not from the slums. You're not out the mud, bro.
I'm not going to quote my boy Gunther about being from the streets, but bums, as he would say. Bums.
Bums. I know. You know who else?
Actually,
you know who also is a bum though? Eddie Kingston, and he's the king of them. So
king of bums.
Damien Priest is okay.
Nah, see, Damien Priest is the goods, and I genuinely believe, as I said before, what is he gonna do next? I do believe he goes full on babyface, and we see a heel turn from Seth Rollins. Cause this whole cause even I'm not gonna lie, there are parts of it that Martin's right. It's kind of annoying. When he was told Seth Rollins oh yeah, man, don't worry about it. We could do another match, even though even though if I would have won, I would have been out of Judgment Day. But we could have another match. Don't worry about it. I was that kind of.
I'm the same way too. It's just he's out there. He's you know what, man? You don't even gotta worry about that. Number one contenders match.
Weird.
That's overrated, dude. How about you just face me?
Skip the line.
Just skip the line. I don't know, man. Do you think Damien Priest is going over at SummerSlam then? I'm assuming both of you don't think so.
Yeah, he's going over.
No.
He's going over? Nate Ram, you don't think so?
No. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. They got Rhea back. Rhea's the heart and soul of that faction. She needs to be the only main champion they have.
That's lies. The heart and soul of the Judgment Day is Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
Y'all can say what y'all want. It's Carlito. At this point, it's Carlito.
He just joined. He just
No,
joined.
Carlito
Heart and
is
soul.
by far the best part of the Judgment Day right now, bro. His
Brennan-
one-liners are going so far. Like I'm so happy for him because like the TV time he was getting before was cheesy. Now it's like hilarious. It actually means something. It's so much better.
Brendan the guy says Bash in Berlin is coming. It is coming.
Right.
And I think that's
It is.
when Gunther will win his World Heavyweight Championship.
Well, that means that look, I think they have to run it back. So it doesn't make sense. How's Gunther going to get another title shot? Gunther needs to win. They run it back. Judgment Day costs Damien from winning it back. Damien leaves Judgment Day. Finn Balor versus Damien. That's the program.
Or you could have it Judgment Day helps Damien Priest retain at SummerSlam. Gunther causes a fit. Adam Pearce says, you know what, you're right. At Bash of Berlin, you and Damien Priest, again, no Judgment Day.
In a steel cage.
Sure, it could be on fire if you wanted to.
Line up. Getting my passport.
Let's go to Berlin. Oh, man. Braun Breaker's getting another shot after not squashing, but I guess you could say squashing Dragunov. But he's getting another shot at Sami. Is SummerSlam his day for becoming
100%.
Intercontinental Champion?
100%.
Brandy?
Yeah, I think probably Braun.
I want to go on record here. WWE doing this for change. The ref stopping the match because old boy was too hurt to get back up was a way better finish than a countout, a way better finish than a DQ, a way better finish than a pin, because it protected Dragunov in a sense. He hit concrete. He was out cold. Like
Dragunov hits
protects
concrete
him
for
more?
breakfast.
It protects him more. This does not protect him more.
it protects him more.
No, it doesn't. It makes him look
It pro-
worse.
It protects him more than Braun cheating. It protects him more.
I'd prefer
They were
like
cooking.
They were
cooking
on the
in that
outside,
match.
and Braun just like kicking him till it's 8 or 9, and then jumps in the ring at 10. Like that's what I would prefer. Because
I don't like that.
They were cooking. They were
They
cooking, but I
cooked.
mean, in what world is Dragunov not cooking, and in what world is Braun Breaker not cooking? You know what I mean? These guys have been cooking since we've laid eyes on them. You know, so
and
Two
this
chefs.
is people who know each other so well.
Exactly, so well. So you expected such a great match, and I do like the fact that it was a stoppage. But the one thing I don't like is that they've done that way too many times for Dragunov already, where it's a little too old now. So I need to see something different. A disqualification, I get, you can't do, because then
Because then you have a triple
technically
threat.
Dragunov gets to right, exactly, and that's not what you want. Even though I think that match would have been better. But to see Braun Breaker and Sami too is going to be great, and hopefully Braun Breaker gets it done this time. I felt like he should have got it done the first time. So
Yeah.
we don't know. We had a new video package. Nit Ram, I know you're probably excited about this. This was a really good one as well. Abby the Witch got her story. Well, not really a story. A lot of screams, a little bit of talking, a lot of screams. Did this keep you interested in the Wyatt 6 storyline, Brandy?
A little bit, it's taking its time, but I don't mind that. I like the slow burn.
I like the slow burn too, and it's intriguing. It's not necessarily like I don't even think it's creepy or scary at this point. It's just really intriguing. I want to know so much. I want to learn a whole lot more, and see how these characters that we liked, you know what I mean, became this or that, whatever you want to call it. So I just interested to see how it all is going to match out. We got the first Sister Abigail happen, and I know Nit Ram was probably freaking jumped off his couch, was probably super ecstatic. We got to see
Cool move, man.
It was, yeah. It was a good move. But Bo coming out too, saying I'm right here. Shouts out to Chad Gable selling the crap out of that move, though. I mean, he sold the shit out of it, for real, for real. Nit Ram, how do you feel about this Abby the Witch video package and everything that the Wyatt 6 has got going on right now?
So there was two people that I was really worried about when I was thinking about, oh, they're going to interview everybody, and that was Nikki Cross, and I'm still worried about it. But Joe Gacy, because I don't see how they actually fit in in a sense. Like, don't get me wrong, they fit the characters. I'm not saying that, but like in story wise, how they cross these paths? You know what I mean? And someone told me, they were like, well, Nikki Cross was in Sanity, and I completely forgot about that because I think everyone forgot about Sanity. And like, she was just an insane person. She used to brush her hair all the time. I think that's why Marcus was like a big fan of her, to be honest. And so when they did her thing and she barely spoke, she was just screaming. She's insane. She's always been insane. This is the same girl who thought she was a superhero 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? This is like, she's insane. I don't need more story than that. I convinced myself I don't. I also think their presentation in general coming out of the ring, I think it's something that I want to see live. Like, I really do want to see live. It looks spectacular. Like, I can feel the chills through the TV. I imagine if I'm there live. And they're killing it. Everyone hates this slow burn thing. Guys, this is cinema. This is a movie. Mm-hmm. And you're not going to like a killer movie if you don't know the killers.
Yes, sir. As Brandon, the guy, just said in the comments, he was saying that they're making all this content for Netflix, and I think that can't be said any better. And like, the thing that excites me the most, though, like about the content coming, is the in-ring shit. Like, all this movie stuff, I love it too, but like the thing that really excites me is like, we got to see Bo Dallas's wrestling gear and how he'll be wrestling going forward. Like, I can't wait, because some of these costumes or designs that they have that they're wearing, I can't wait to see how that translates to in ring, because some of them you could tell, right? I can tell you right now, that can't be in ring. That's too sharp. That's too crazy. So I am excited. I hope they do it one by one. Like, take your time with it. Give us one person at a time. Let it be Nikki Cross, then let it be one of those guys, and then maybe a tag team at the same time.
Are we all gonna guess who's next for the video packages? Because I got my money. I got my money on Dexter Lumis, and I bet you he's drawing pictures.
Yep.
I could see that. I could actually see. I could see Joey Gacy too, and I want to say on your point, Nit Ram, is I think Joey fits because Joey, in a sense, not initially trying to do what Bray was doing, not like that at all, but creating a cult where he believed in a higher power that was whoever was running NXT at the time, and saying, no, we're those guys, like, not them, not those office people. We're the power, and it was bad, and I think we all knew it was bad. Ava was in it.
Members, yeah, it had bad members.
No, it didn't have bad members. No, because the tag that
besides Ava.
No, the tag team was that tag team was really good. They were really good. You can't knock them.
I don't
at the same time,
at all.
It wasn't their fault at all, because they were even a loser leaves NXT match, and they won that match, and the guys that were supposed to leave NXT really didn't even leave NXT. It was crazy. It was just
weird.
It was weird. And then those guys were getting released like the next week. It was craziness for NXT. But I think Joey fits because Joey, in a sense, in his mind, he's a sociopath. So that's where he fits. Like, he thinks all these other things, but he doesn't think like Joe Gacy. He's always thinking like somebody else, So I think he fits. I think he fits well. I think everybody that they picked fits perfectly.
But I think Joe Gacy is actually, besides Nikki Cross, I think Joe Gacy is probably the perfect fit for them, because, and I've said this before, I've said this on the podcast, I genuinely hope that Joe Gacy comes out on top of this, like, as the biggest star of this group.
It's Dexter Lumis.
Absolutely not. I'm no. The guy can't. I never heard. I told you, I've only heard him talk on Tacoma 123 or whatever that show is called.
Well, let's talk about our guy. Pepsi Phil is cleared. He announced it to the world. He got his he's getting his Drew McIntyre SummerSlam match, but there's a little twist. There's more. Randy Savage's guy of all guys put himself in the match to not be a triple threat, but to be special guest referee, Seth freaking Rollins. How do you see this match turning down?
Man, you know it's just gonna come down to Seth Rollins doing some bullshit because, as I said, it might be a heel turn for Seth, but either way, Seth is just one of those guys who could do whatever he wants and the crowd will love it. But at that said, people are such a big CM Punk fan that if he screws over CM Punk, it might be a heel turn.
Yeah. Nimram?
The way I see this going is Seth Rollins pretty much saying, I don't like Drew, but I really don't like you, Phil. And I think this is the way I see it. And, y'all can quote me because this is how it's going to go down. Claymore, missed, GTS, pin, curb stomp, flips him over, 1, 2, 3, Drew wins.
Yeah, because Seth gotta get his lick back.
Because the story's always been Seth and Punk more than Drew than Punk. Drew just took 100%.
Over.
True. For some odd reason, and we'll get into it next week when we do our predictions for SummerSlam. Something tells me CM Punk is going to call a draw on purpose to build up for a triple threat match. So just keep feeding into the drama. You know what I mean? Both go out the ring. Seth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Ring the bell. It's a draw, and then all three of them start fighting. Adam Pearce is like, I've had enough. And then the next PLE, Bash at Berlin, maybe even WrestleMania. Who knows? Triple threat: Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, CM Punk for all bragging rights because that's all they're fighting for right now. Who has the bigger cojones is what they're fighting for right now. So we just gotta wait and see.
Side note that they're so aware that CM Punk is so fragile that they literally said neither one of you can lay a hand on each other until the match because they're so scared. This man is my Tori's arm for the 4th time in 2 years.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but also Drew McIntyre as well. You know what I mean? Dude's like a bag of glass. Apparently, he just gets hurt. It's crazy. It's really crazy. It's like it's one of those things in sports. It's like you have like multiple jobs, but like one of your top 3 jobs is doing what you do professionally and doing it well, but then also staying healthy. And it's always the staying healthy that's the hardest thing in the world to do for these athletes. And I hate it for them.
Here's a pun. He's a bag of glass from Glasgow, Scotland. Ding.
Cricket.
Dude, the comments are going crazy right now.
Brother, this guy stinks!
They're going real mild.
Oh man! Speaking about endgame, man, what's the endgame for the Final Testament and Xavier Woods? What are we getting to?
No. This story started off so interesting, and I have no idea because now Alpha Academy's here. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, Alpha New Day.
I hate to say it, y'all. Karrion Kross needs to go to TNA. He just needs to go back where they used him correctly or something. He needs to grow hair. I don't know. He needs to have his end. Go back to NXT. I don't know what to do with him at this point.
No, I told you he needs to go back bald, man.
No, never bald. That did not work. He got cut bald, so let's not go back to that.
He got cut because VM didn't understand what he had. You know what I mean? He didn't understand a lot of the people.
Or he did, and he was right.
I don't know.
We'll never say he's right. I'm just kidding.
I don't know. I don't know. I think the end game is Xavier Woods joins the Final Testament. Emo Woods.
It's for a Big E return, isn't it? I'm still convinced this is all for a Big E return.
I don't know. He hasn't gotten cleared. No word on him even being cleared.
Oh, he gave a really good positive feedback from his stem cell. He's actually able to lift and stuff like that now.
Yeah. But he also said that he has no desire right now. So we don't believe him. We don't believe him. He's coming back.
I don't believe him.
We'll see. Let's talk about this love triangle that's happening on Monday Night Raw. We have Dirty Dom Mysterio, our guy, of course, Miss Mommy Rhea Ripley, and Side Chick Liv. Mistress Liv Morgan, whatever you want to call her. But I think Dom is playing Rhea Ripley. I think he said those
100%.
things to make it seem like he's on her side, but in reality, he's choosing his side chick
I
because
don't know, man.
she gets him everything he wants.
She ain't looking his
PS5
face.
and chicken nuggies.
PS5, chicken nuggies, and a win over his dad.
Okay, the win over his dad is probably valued
Yeah.
the highest. I won't lie.
Yo, I mean,
But-
what else could you ask for?
I don't know, man. I think this is one of those things where when Dom, at the end of the day, Dom walks away with nothing. So somebody's playing him, definitely. I don't know if he's playing them.
No friends. So you're saying Dom has no friends at the end of this?
Hell yeah.
yeah. He's gonna have nobody, and he's gonna have to do a video package of him asking to go back home to his dad.
Yep. He's gonna be knocking on,
you know
on
what? That's
Thanksgiving,
good
knocking on their
television.
door.
That's
Nah,
good
nah.
Knocking on their door on
television.
Thanksgiving.
Nah. Liv is gonna be
Papa?
like, don't worry, I got you. Come back. It's okay. It's okay. You know. So hey, we'll see. But I do think Rhea Ripley is getting played, and we'll, like I said, we'll discuss this. We got to see what happens this upcoming Monday on Raw as they build up for SummerSlam and see what happens. We'll see what happens next. But I do think she's getting played. Nitram, I wanted to talk to you. I've been holding this in because you and I have these conversations a lot, and I like the fact that we're actually going to get to have this with Brady right now. One thing that you and I kind of don't like that wrestling does, and it happens all over, is when the champions are in a match and it's a non-title match. The champion should not be wrestling then. The champions are wrestling, their title should be on the line at all given times. That happened on Monday night. Jey and Sami go up against the Judgment Day, and they beat the tag team champions, but it was not for the titles, which was just really weird because everything about the ending to that match made it seem like it should have been for the titles.
Yeah,
But
and
it wasn't. So my question before we get to Unit Rim, and you can explain to us why you don't like certain stuff like that, Bernie Savage, do you like when champions are wrestling and it's a non-title match?
I mean, it depends on the stakes. Like in certain situations, it's like, why is this just a waste of a time, a waste of a week? But in that situation, when it's like beef, I get not doing a title match because no one cares. Sammy and him do not care about the tag team titles. They are onto bigger and better things, so it makes sense for them not to fight for the titles. They just want to get their lick back.
Okay, Nitram.
I think it's dumb in the sense that you want your champions to lose. Also, it's dumb if these are possible contenders. Like, I get, like you said, Jey and Sami are on different things, but they're always possible contenders. Each one has held titles, not together, but they've held titles, tag team titles with different people. It's the same thing, and I hate to jump companies, but it's the same thing. Like they do the eliminator matches, and
I
AEW,
can't stand those.
and that's so stupid. Why do I need to beat the champion to get a chance to beat the champion? I beat the champion. I did the first part already. You know what I mean? I don't like it when your champions are on TV and they're losing to people that you don't ever plan on putting the titles on. Because to me, that's so stupid. If you're gonna book a program, that's fine. There's, especially with tag titles, it's way easier because it's like you can book them individually. So it's like it's not for me.
So I mean, I can see what you're saying, but like in a situation like where we had the tag team titles a year ago, where it was like main eventers holding the titles, and you couldn't have like they weren't losing as much to regular tag teams or impromptu tag teams. Regular like a JD McDonough and a Finn Balor should lose to two main eventers. So that's why it's just how it should go. Tag teams should always lose to two main eventer tag teams, even if you're the champions. Those guys are the goods in singles. It should just go that way.
Okay, but Brandy, they have lost their first tag match being champions? Because this is their first match since winning the titles.
I know that, but I still don't think it means that. We know they're grimy, dirty people who do dirty shit. So, like, you don't want to, in a sense, put them in a tag match because if you put them in a title match, it's gonna be a different match. They're gonna fight like their mistakes, and we all know that the story of champions is when the championship is on the line, it's a different match. So I think it's always okay for tag team champions to lose without the championship, or not just regular champions to lose, any champion, if it's not on the line. You're allowed to take a day off in a sense.
I see what you're saying. I see what both of you are saying, and still for me, though, in a sense, it's just like your champion shouldn't be losing. They're your champions. You know what I mean? You put in this strap on them, and it sucks because like you said, Brandy. At the same time, though, it's not like they're wrestling the Alpha Academy. And I'm just saying, an example, a tag team, for an example, but they're wrestling main event Jey Uso, Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn, who both, like you said, have been in main event matches. One as a tag team. Well, one of them as a tag team, and the other as both tag team and solo. So I see what you're saying. You don't want to let your top stars down, but at the same time, Nick Rim has a point. This is their first defense since winning the titles. Well, it's not even their defense. Technically, it's not even a defense, but
it's their first match since winning.
It's their first match since winning the titles, and they lose. What does that say about your tag team champions?
That they're not as good as your Intercontinental Champion and the other main eventer. And I think that's okay. JD McDonough is not that good. I mean, he's good. He's just not on their level.
And real quick, before we actually jump further into different shows, what makes Jey Uso a main eventer at this point? Because he hasn't done damn shit.
Nothing.
What makes him a main eventer? Like,
he's still a tag team wrestler. In his resume, that's all he's got. Tag team wrestling.
Bro.
It's Jimmy Uso for life.
He's another one, tag team wrestler.
No, Jimmy Uso was a tag team wrestler, yes, but Jey Uso is a singles wrestler at this point, and it's been established. Yes, he does impromptu tag team matches because he's a tag team. He was a tag team stars. You're gonna
not
get
one
a good
solo
tag team
achievement. Brandy, not one solo achievement.
Not
he has
one?
No solo achievements. Name one. Money in the Bank, he lost. King of the Ring, lost.
Okay.
Intercontinental.
I don't know if he Intercontinental lost. He has no solo accomplishments.
WrestleMania.
And what kind of match?
What do you mean? Well, don't do that. All right.
And what kind of match?
It was a brother versus brother match.
Here's a fact for it. In that match, there were 2 tag teams with 2 wrestlers who had solo titles, and that's Sami Zayn and Finn Balor. But JD McDonough and Jey Uso are tag team champions, and that's all they got.
Okay, so there's your point right there. You actually kind of proved it. Why should 2 people who held the tag team titles, not with each other, but did hold the tag team titles multiple times this year, should they not beat the new tag team champions that are not main eventers? You have to put the people in their place, and JD McDonough and Finn Balor got put in their place. They are not.
Finn Balor's a former champion.
Finn Balor's a former champion. Yes. That's not the point right now. That's not the story they're telling. At the end of the day, yes, Finn Balor may be more successful than Sami Zayn and Jey Uso, but he has somebody bringing him down who just got his first championship gold of any variety. So yeah, he's gonna have to prove himself because at the end of the day,
Brandon the guy looks like he agrees with Ram. He says devalues the championship.
It does.
But the tag team championship's already been devalued. In this particular situation, I'm going to have to agree with Brandy just on this particular situation because of the wrestlers that are involved. Yeah, I think I'm going to agree with Brandy on this one just because of the wrestlers that are involved. I do agree that, Jey and Sami, they have held the tag team titles multiple times within the 2023-2024 calendar year that's been going on. So them beating the Judgment Day isn't a shock, but at the same time, them losing their first match after winning the titles is still kind of crazy.
While we're on the subject of tag team champions, first defenses or first match, whatever, can we just say if Isla Dawn and Albie Fire lose, we riot?
Oh no, we're gonna get into that. But before we get into that, let's catch a word. Let's catch a word from our sponsors here.
What's up, Ringsiders? Want good seats and great prices? Thanks to our partnership with SeatGeek, wrestling fans can now experience the action live and in person. New users can score a fantastic $20 off their final ticket purchase by using our exclusive promo code 4SidesOTR for any event. Guys, that's $20 off. 4 sides OTR for any event. It doesn't even have to be wrestling.
Oh man, hey, fellas, listen, NXT was kind of,
Terrible.
you know what? It definitely was blah. It definitely was blah. Thank goodness I have my championship culture guys on Tuesdays during NXT.
It was a solid main event, but it took forever to get there.
Yeah, the main event was solid. Let's talk about it. We had Jensen and Brooks going at it. Jensen gets a dub after causing a hiatus week after week after week after week after week. And then goes over on his best friend, his old tag team partner. So what's next for Jensen? I don't know, because I feel like this is the biggest thing that could happen for him already in his career. Like
He's with Sean Spears now.
Is that? Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying. I seen that too. I don't know if I like that. We're gonna have a chairman junior.
He's gonna, yeah, dude. They're gonna go for the tag belts. That, or he's gonna set him up to get squashed by Oba. Feed more people to Oba.
Yeah, we'll see. Another letdown of a match was the Eddie Thorpe versus Lexis King. This feels like an old episode of Four Sides of the Ring. I'm just shitting on NXT right now. But this is a letdown. This is a letdown. This was boring. This was everything that I've ever said about Lexis King is not good. Eddie Thorpe just also doesn't do it for me. I don't know. I don't get his gimmick. The gimmick is just weird. No, he was a terrible DJ.
Oh damn,
He's a terrible DJ. He played not a single banger.
What makes it even worse is that he attacked him after the match, so this is not even over. I was done with it.
Yeah, it was super weird. I don't know. It was just I wasn't really there you go. You didn't even say his name, so it technically doesn't count if you don't say Joe Hendry. We Trick Williams going over on Cedric Alexander, and this was a really good match. Really good match. Cedric and Trick was doing their thing. Nate Ram thinks Trick can't wrestle. Chat, tell him he's crazy.
I think it's crazy that you said this was a good match. I think
it was a good match.
Crazy. No, bro, this match was sloppy. Oh my god, it was sloppy. It was terrible. It was hard to watch. That is your former champion. It was your former champion out there, and he looked absolutely garbage. And I want everyone to hear me. Everyone, I'm about to go full talking smack here. I want everyone to hear me. Okay, listen. Okay, Trick Williams can't wrestle. And if you don't put him in the ring, an absolute all-star, who's a ring general, a ring master, okay, then he looks terrible. Cedric Alexander's a good wrestler, but he's not phenomenal. And you know what? They looked terrible because Trick can't carry his part of his weight. Trick should have never been champion. He should have never had the title. He's super over, yes, and he should have just went and been a chaser. He has a lot to learn. He's still young. I have high hopes for him, but the man can't wrestle. Which is why they had to feed him to Pete Dunne. Because you know who's a really great wrestler? Pete Dunne. That's all I got to say about that.
And that's all Four Sides of the Ring has to say about Trick Williams in NXT. Oh man. I want to get into this, and I want to get into this because you brought it up, Brittany. You said we riot, and I don't think we riot. I think we riot if Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson don't get those tag team titles.
Okay.
Nah.
So that's the funny thing. Isn't that always like weird when they do stuff like that? Because you're making a promise about something ahead of time after a title match. I hate when they do that because all you're doing is telling me. It's like the same thing he said with an eliminated match. We were watching AEW last night. Someone's like, I get my eliminated match next week. And I'm like, well, we already know who lost. Like, it's just one of those things, man. You can't tell me you're going to give me the tag team. But that's what I'm saying. What are you going to do if Issa Dawn and them lose? Does that mean Jade and Bianca coming to NXT?
No, it would mean that the girls can get no title shots, and then they would have to fight Ava to get another shot. It's similar. It's similar. Hear me out. It's similar to when Will Ospreay promised Daniel Garcia a world championship title shot, and he wasn't world champion. It's similar to that.
I can see it. Yeah.
But no, I agree. WWE doesn't book like that. They just pretty much said these girls ain't losing the titles. You're 100% correct.
But it's gonna be interesting to see how they don't.
Right. But I mean, they definitely should throw the titles on Last Legend and Jakara Jackson. They're in a great.
What's wrong with Issa Dawn and
Yeah, bro. I don't know about that. I'm not gonna lie. When those girls cut the promos and the girl that slashes the sword,
Bro, Lash
she
is a
said,
star.
nah, bro. When she said y'all haven't wrestled as a tag team in almost a year, I literally said I don't think I've ever seen them wrestle as a tag team. So I kind of agree with her, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, Lash Legend is a star. Jakara Jackson is up and coming. Like I get it. Isla Dawn, Alba, you know, they're good. They're awesome. But they're just not, I'm not gonna say they're just tag team wrestlers. They can be more than just tag team wrestlers.
Yeah, 100%.
Especially Isla Dawn. So dropping the titles and moving on and just moving forward and doing the right things for them for their solo careers, I think is what's best for business. But put the titles on Last Legend and Jakara Jackson. Put the WWE Women's Tag Team titles on NXT. Because they're in a great faction that's on TV weekly. They're funny, they're hilarious, and they could work.
And there's a huge women's roster. I actually agree with you here, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, because they have 2 women's titles, and there's still too much women on that roster.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's where those titles need to be. I think you're 100% correct there.
That's what I'm saying. Thea Hale said in a little interview, she said she's ready for another title shot. Do you guys think she's ready for another title shot, or do you think she's ready for the title?
She's gonna lose, but when she does, be right.
Exactly. I'm jumping on my couch. I'm throwing stuff at the TV because we know she's gonna lose, but she shouldn't.
She shouldn't. She shouldn't.
That's the future right there.
I mean, if you go back to our earlier episodes, I was saying she's the one who should have went over, Tiffany Stratton. Yeah. Instead of, them giving the title to Tiffany or, Tiffany Stratton, they should have gave it to Thea Hale. But hey, it ended up working out with Tiffany Stratton. They got the star that they wanted out of Tiffany Stratton, and now she's Miss Money in the Bank. So, it's Tiffy time at the bank, at least. We had the Rascals. We had the Rascals picking up their first dub as a trio in a really, really good match as well, too, for a 6-man tag team match. So shouts out to the Rascal. Wesley finally being happy with a smile on his face because he's with his friends again, even though he's surrounded by his peers and all his coworkers all the time. So, but I'm happy for him. At least he did his thing out there.
Dude, people are gonna be heartbroken when TNA decides to invade, and Wes is just walking with his boys. They double clothesline him from the back. Tears are gonna fall, man. Tears are gonna fall. But also, TNA over NXT. That's all I'm saying. Joe Hendry, we love you.
There you go. Hopefully he'll show up on 4 Sides of the Ring.
I'd be scared, bro. If he just popped up right now, I'd be scared as hell. I'd log off.
Right? That'd be so crazy.
His music video. Bro, if he popped out through your door right now, just turn around and smile. I'm calling 911 for you right now.
Can I just say,
bro, I'm scared.
Can I just say one thing here? The video package that they gave for Thea Hall, the highlights they chose were absolutely terrible. Me and Brandon were talking about that. Like, they could have chose better clips. That's true. The video package that they must have took all their time and just put all that time into Joe Hendry's video package. Joe Hendry's video package was the best video package I've probably seen all year, bro. That was incredible.
And I will say too, the vignette of all the girls, or not all the girls, the 5 women watching Stephanie Valkyrie wrestle, and then like slightly trying to build her up. I heard all the salt they were saying. Oh yeah, she's really good. She's really good. It's like, yeah, you better be like, yes, there's my job. Let me go ahead and pack my bags right now. Let me move back to catering.
Let me take this name off the locker.
Stephanie's about to come and just start murdering all these women. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what has to happen. But NXT overall was decent. We had Blood and Guts also this week, and it was interesting. We had a new belt that Martin Nitram seems to love.
Love it.
I
The
prefer the flag.
American Championship. The flag is hard. The side plates have
50
MJF.
masses? Jesus.
Yeah, the side plates are MJF. One side plate I think says the only country that matters. I forget what the other side says, but this is the American champion. Now, what a lot of people don't know is this right here is MJF taking a really good jab at Will Ospreay for what Will Ospreay did at New Japan Wrestling and changing the New Japan Pro Wrestling United States Heavyweight Championship to the IGWP United Kingdom Heavyweight Championship, because he said he's not from the United States. So MJF is now doing the exact same thing, and I love to see it. The strap is a little too much for me. I love the gold on the belt, the United States on the center cover instead of the stars on the center plate. I wish it was his face, like four of his faces. That'd have been cool. But Tony Khan, I don't know if you're working with Brennan the Guy or something, because you're just getting these belts left and right. And if that's the case, man, you need to put this belt up on the store because people will buy it.
Yes.
Instantly. This
Now-
thing is gorgeous, y'all. This is the best United States Championship that any company has ever put out. I don't care what anyone says. This thing is gorgeous.
Well,
American flag strap, American flag on the center plate. This thing is incredible.
Hugh said that joint sucks, but it serves its purpose and it fits MJF's character.
I can't believe I say this, but I don't believe you, Hugh. We're not on the same side. No more jelly beans for you.
But my thing, like I said, for me, it's just the American strap. It's way too. The American strap is way.
To
too
me, that's what kills it, bro. That's gorgeous.
It could have just been a red strap.
I couldn't get over it.
He was
I
talking
went to
about it all
Brent's room
night.
at 3 a.m. and told him how beautiful the title was.
All night. And he just sent me pictures and stuff, and like, I really like the star in this corner. I was like, every detail.
It says MJF three
Right.
times on his name. It's just like the flag.
Is
The
it,
flag
like,
is the
better-
flag is hard. See, now the flag is hard.
It's like
But,
better than you, and the UK knows it. That's fire.
Oh, okay. Oh, is that what it says?
God.
Better than you, and UK knows it.
Yeah,
Fire.
something like that. It's
Yeah, the side plates are nice. Then the side plates are nice.
It's the greatest troll championship I've ever seen.
Mhm.
This
I
is
might-
purposely better than the Speed Championship, and that's the sad part. It's better than the Speed, the 24/7, the
Oh,
Divas.
brother.
Like,
I know
This
it's
is-
definitely a better looking belt than the 24/7 title. Definitely, it's definitely a better belt than the 20 now. But Nivram, you did say it looked better than the United States Championship.
100%. The one I grew up with, the one they have now, I don't care. The one from NWA, the one from New
That
Japan.
John
This-
Cena USA spinner is the
Oh, wow.
hardest USA belt of all time.
Marcus just needs all the spinner belts. He gonna have every podcast, and those things are just gonna be so.
Oh man, Hugh said you're off that juice, man. He said that's low. Those jelly beans, though. You know how you he said, I see how you roll. That hurt. He doesn't mean it, Hugh. He doesn't mean it.
This title is gorgeous. Hugh, when y'all have the episode and talk about what your versions of ugly titles, y'all invite me. I'll defend this one for days.
We had Dr. DMD Britt Baker going against her bitter rival, also taking a dub over her bitter rival. I love the fact that Sheeta is going heel. I love her new little look.
It's gorgeous.
She's looking phenomenal. Britt Baker takes the win. CEO Mercedes Moné comes out and she has some muscle on her. And I laugh because everyone, Camille, and the commentators did a really great job at saying, she's one of the hottest free agents, all this other stuff. But she's been signed to the company for like 6 months now. And that was no secret. But I think they've just been helping her. She's been wrestling since 2017, so she's not a green bean, as you could say. But I think they've just been waiting for the right time, waiting for the right moment to bring her in. And I think helping Mercedes Moné is a good spot because if Tony Khan does anything great, like Nit Ram said it before, week after week, he knows how to make a sidekick an excellent star. So, Camille, I am hyped to see what you got coming on. Brennan,
And
Brennan's got
Brennan's
the
over
cooking
there.
going on. He's got the cooking going on.
he didn't have signs like I had signs.
So I'm just gonna have CEO and sign language, all right?
I'm real excited for her. I like Camille. When she was a free agent and everyone said that she signed with AW, I was real confused if that was even true because it took so long. But like I've seen people defend it. Like, look how long it took for Jay to debut, and that's actually a really good point. She is the Diesel to Mercedes HBK. That's how they look to me.
You have a lot of old heads looking at our screen right now. Like, what did this young man just say?
She is the Diesel to Mercedes HBK. She will be the one to dethrone Mercedes.
Ooh, really?
When the time is right. Because Tony Khan knows how to take a sidekick, and make him to an absolute star. Hasn't failed me yet.
He also said he's excited for Camille. How'd you feel about Camille, Brandy Savage?
I mean, she's with the GOAT, so I'm not gonna doubt Mercedes' decision. She knows what she's doing. If she likes it, I love it.
It sounds like she's not the only one though either. It sounds like after that promo, it sounds like Mercedes has some more people joining. Dare I say, her New World Order.
Her bank statement.
Rebecca.
No.
Rebecca Black.
No, that would definitely be.
No.
That would definitely be a feud, not a team.
And we had a squash match too. The women's were cooking on AEW Wednesday night. We had another squash match. Mariah May, I think, just going out there and squashing old girl. I mean, I think she beat her ass for 5 minutes too long, but I think she only did it because old girl was just not selling some of the shit. Because I think Mariah was just really laying it onto her. But
Bro,
hey,
that opening dropkick was insane.
Welcome to the business. You know what I mean? This is where you want to be. This is how it's going to be, hard hitting. She gets the dub. And then Toni Storm comes out, shows her face after she was almost killed 2 weeks ago, and it's perfect. These two going at it. They're fighting left and right. They man. I know Nate Ram. You said that they should have waited for the turn. They should have waited for the turn, but it needed to happen because we got a moment like this. We're getting a Toni Storm who is locked in, and she's showing everybody she's locked in.
I'm gonna go ahead and say Tony doesn't lose this feud, y'all.
Oh, I don't think so. I don't think so either.
I think Mariah's gonna look like an absolute star, but this Wembley thing, I think this is Tony's big like standing ovation for her. I really do. Mariah later down, they do like a pay-per-view like 2 weeks after this All In anyway, right? They do All Out like 2 weeks later. Give it to her.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, something like that. So we'll see, but it's going to be interesting. I think Mariah May is a star. She's young. Mouthing off of Mike's in the building, and he says Mariah May and new at Wembley. You know what? I could see that too. But I agree. I agree with Nate Rim. I think Tony's been having such an outstanding run so far as Miss Timeless Toni Storm. To the fact that the cherry on the top, man, is Wembley. It would be Wembley. You know what I mean? And then she could drop it afterwards. Mike said if Tony wasn't a coward, he would main event that match.
They need to.
You know what? He could main event that match, but you're not gonna take away from Swerve Bryan Danielson.
Yeah. Plus,
there's
need to open.
There's nothing.
The opening match needs to be an absolute banger. The middle match needs to be an absolute banger, and the main event needs to be an absolute banger. Everything in the middle can just be filler, and that's fine with me. Open it with Tony Mariah. In the middle, you'll have Will Ospreay, MJF, and close with Bryan Danielson Swerve. Those are the three matches that are going to stick out the most to me. So that's where we're at. And I just want everyone to know we love Y2J here.
Bye, guys.
Well, seem like if it's Swerve versus Osprey, man, you know what? It's just I see what you're saying, man. But there's one thing that Tony's not going to do is Tony loves building moments and he loves giving people moments. And I think Bryan Danielson becoming a first-time AEW World Champion is a bigger moment than Mariah May becoming an AEW Women's Champion.
Plus, I think Will Ospreay bringing back the Tiger Bomb move that he hasn't been doing on Bryan Danielson to win the title will be great character work.
Oh, yeah, Will Ospreay MJF is going to be an incredible match that we'll get to see again. But that brings up my point in this next spot that we have. Was Pac not the guy who was supposed to be getting the number one contendership at all?
No, because in his promo, I think people got that confused. In his promo, he said that he was just going to focus on himself, so to get his title back. And I think people took that as like he was number one contender. I took it as he's done with the trio stuff for now.
No,
so
but
he's climbing up the ranks.
When he won that match, literally said he will either face MJF or Will Ospreay at All In for the international championship.
Oh man, I don't know. They booked themselves into a corner, brother.
Yeah, I guess they are going the full 60 this time. You're absolutely right. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. But it's just weird. I thought Pac was getting his title match, and we were gonna get Swerve or Ospreay versus Pac. We talked about that 2 weeks ago. So it was really weird to see how all this went down, and we'll see how they fix it. We'll see how they fix it. Main event last night. My God, guys, and I say it all the time. I think every time we watch Blood and Guts, this is our fourth one that we've been watching since the company started. Brandon, this is what your second
one, yeah.
Second Blood and Guts. And I say it all the time. Blood and Guts is nothing but beautiful chaos. No matter what's going on, people say the match is good. People say the match is bad. It's just beautiful chaos because there's so much going on. You can't really keep up with all of it all at the same time. Was this better than the second time around, Brendy, than you watched it your first time?
Yeah, it definitely was better this time. In a sense that it felt more choreographed. In a sense, it felt like the last one was just chaotic. These motherfuckers was jumping off the roof. It was crazy. Dropping, like, there was no reason to go up to the roof and drop like thumbtacks last time. That was crazy. But we just throw them on the floor. But this time, I like the way this one was booked. And I will say, going forward, I will probably accept that these matches are extremely hard to end, and they're not always gonna have the best ending because it's a lot to do. So I get it, and I just have to accept that going forward.
Yeah, like it's one of those things where, and I was explaining this to Brandy while we were watching it. I was like, I hate the endings of these because it's always a surrender, and no one's done a good surrender ever. I think the one year. One guy was like, they had him like in a lasso, and they were literally about to hang him, and then they surrendered for him, and that
was that was last year. That was my guy Wheeler Yuta was literally being choked out to death.
Yeah, so that makes sense. But like the threat of being lit on fire to me, no, they should have like started with his shoe or something, just like a small fire. That's all I'm asking for, and then like, oh, I surrender kind of situation.
You're right about that.
Like it didn't like I'm gonna light you on fire. Oh, I quit
with this weak ass lighter. Like
a big lighter that everybody has for their barbecues.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, they did that.
One. If I was Nick Jackson, I would have just been like, you know what, bro, go ahead. He's been lit on fire before. Matter of fact, yeah, his whole body was on fire before. Light him again. But I get it. You didn't have any chance to put the gel on him and everything. I want to say everybody was very skeptical about the Acclaim being in this match. I thought the Acclaim added a lot to this match. And I'm real happy for that. I've always been a big Acclaim supporter. Scissors everywhere. Downward, sideways, wherever you guys are at on other people's screens. I also enjoyed that every wrestler brought their own weapon that kind of signified them. And I feel like that was overlooked. One thing I did not like is because I'm a stickler for the rules, and I was complaining to Brandy about this, is I get these guys are the EVPs, but if you're going to tell me the match doesn't start until everybody's in the ring, if somebody is handcuffed outside the ring, the match cannot start.
Yes, it can.
I don't care if those guys.
Bro,
No,
they're the
you call
boss.
whatever you want.
They're legitimately the bosses.
Yeah, like it's
Like,
literally a screw job every time they
Right.
wrestle.
Right, literally, it's a screw job every time they wrestle.
Hate that.
They literally did a promo of them paying off a ref to take out another ref. Like,
Bro, they started the event with a 2-sided coin.
right. Like,
Darby Allin's a
like-
star.
100%. Darby Allin is a star. Let me. You know what? I'm a little upset. No, I'm not upset. Never, you said something earlier in the show for the Out of Nowhere question of the week. You said something about Mark Briscoe, but I really want to say, man, Mark Briscoe was working Wednesday night. That man was wrestling his ass off. He, in my opinion, was the MVP of that entire match. He kept it entertaining. He kept it going. He kept it just alive in areas that when it seemed like it was dying, he'd come out of nowhere. It's just like, oh, here comes this crazy ass guy again. What is he gonna do this time? So I really enjoyed Mark Briscoe being in this match, being the guy that's. I get what you're saying. He's not Team AEW because he's ROH champion, but the fact that he could take time from doing what he needs to do at ROH, come over and help Swerve.
Where did he fit?
Where didn't he fit?
He didn't fit, bro. He's Ring of Honor champion. First of all, and I'm not going to get into that because I already got into that on other people's shows. He shouldn't be Ring of Honor champion.
You know why he was in the match?
Not this long at least. I'm surprised he still has the title. He doesn't belong in the AEW match. There are a lot of this is what makes me mad about AEW. There are a lot of AEW original people, and I'm going to give a good example here that we haven't seen in a long time that have put their blood and sweat for this company that should have been on Team AEW. Signify the fact that this is Team AEW. People who love AEW. That's why Darby was a great choice because Darby cuts that promo every time. I'm AEW till I die. There's not enough money in the world to send me anywhere else. That makes perfect sense. The Acclaimed is an AEW homegrown success story. That makes sense. Mark Briscoe is a Ring of Honor guy through and through. He does not belong in this match.
But in the contrary, though, let me just say something real quick. And you probably won't like these words, Nick. If the late Jay Briscoe was alive, the Briscoes would be in that match and not the Acclaimed.
They wouldn't. They're not allowed on. They wouldn't be allowed on. I hate to say it. They were not allowed on AEW. Jay's not allowed on AEW television. That's why they had to wait. Right. I had to say it like this. They had to wait till Jay died to bring Mark in.
Nah,
that's a fact. That's a fact.
Trust me.
They had to. He didn't belong, y'all. Is he a great wrestler? Mark's fabulous. He shouldn't cut promos. He's a fabulous wrestler. He's passionate. He's got heart. I know the championship culture guys, they love Mark Briscoe. I know this. But what I'm saying is this, okay? Brandon, we were watching AEW, right? And oh boy goes, Nick Wayne goes to a wrestler. And he's like, I'll see you next week. And I sat there and said, who the heck is that? And I felt terrible because that's Kip Sabian. Kip Sabian, who's been with the company since 2019. I could not recognize him because he's not on TV. An AEW original guy who could have had an opportunity to say how much he loves AEW. I think they're dropping the ball on the team AEW, how much you love the thing. Swerve Strickland honestly shouldn't have been on the team. He should have had his own thing going on. I get he's AEW champion, so yeah, you put him in there. It should have been MJF. MJF is team AEW.
MJF is busy. Look, at the end of the day, you said something earlier that kind of resonated. You said, if you love AEW or whatever, like, then why would Mark Briscoe be? It makes sense for somebody outside of AEW. How many times has AEW put people who aren't even in the company in matches that are huge? So it only makes sense to put sense. Yes. That's what they do. That's what AEW does.
Brandy said it. You're saying it right, Brandy. It makes sense that Mark is in the match because he's willing to sacrifice everything including his life. We're gonna go that far. We're gonna get that extreme with it. He's willing to sacrifice his life for AEW because they have given him everything. He's world champion. He's literally running a locker room in ROH. He's teaching those young guys. Like he's doing stuff that he probably wouldn't have done. And you're probably right if his brother didn't have passed because his brother was the better one. But look at everything that they're doing for him. If tables were turned and they were at the other company, I think you would know that they would not be doing that for him.
Like I said, y'all, people like Mark Briscoe. I think he's a fabulous wrestler. I do. I think he's a fabulous wrestler. Dude puts out there. He's passionate. I think he's a terrible promo.
What?
I think. Oh, you want me to talk? I'm gonna say it like Mark Briscoe would say it. Well, then we're gonna, and then we're gonna, and then get in the ring. We're gonna be one unit. He sounds like he's always drunk. I can't stand it.
Mike in the comments said the man who makes us say "Oh damn" got us saying "damn" tonight, and everybody is agreeing. Nobody agrees with you about your Mark Briscoe take.
He didn't belong in the match. Is all I'm saying. Dude,
but
you know
he did
what?
that.
Hear me out. Ring of Honor champions are always on AEW, right? Always. Mm-hmm. So I guess it makes sense that he's in this match. Athena has been probably the longest Ring of Honor champion since the company's reboot. She hasn't appeared on AEW once.
Hard to work with.
And I respect it.
It's known she's hard to work with.
It's not her show. She's minding her own damn business.
It's known she's hard to work with.
False. She works with Billy Starks perfectly fine.
How many Billy Starks matches has she had? All of them. But all right. While we're in the moment of blood and guts, I want to do some fantasy booking with our. Hey Hugh, I'm trying to get him, man. I really am. Oh, Hugh does say it does. To be honest, it doesn't make sense that he's on AEW as ROH champion.
Thank you.
But he deserves to be in the match.
He doesn't. He's not. Guys, all I'm saying is he's not team AEW. There are a lot of AEW people who've been there since 2019, 2020 that should have been like come out and be like, you guys are ruining the company that I love. They could have did this story way better. And like I said, Kip Sabian's somebody who probably should have been in there.
There's only one person that could replace Mark Briscoe. And they didn't have him. That's why they chose Mark Briscoe. They went with the second best option. It was Mark Briscoe. The first best option was Ricky Starks. They don't have him right now, so
he's another one. Team AEW. It would have made perfect sense.
Yeah, but he's got something going on apparently. So
I want to touch on something that we've glanced over twice, and that is Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian. Bro, my man Nick Wayne said when he said that, like, oh man, whatever he said about his dad dying, bro.
He said no one cares that your father is dead.
Other guests, Nick Wayne picking up the mantle. Let's go.
Yeah, he said get over it. I was like, damn, dude,
God,
that's crazy. Let's have a little fun. I'm gonna have a little fun here. We're gonna flip flop after answer me. Okay, Nate Ram, you're gonna get AEW. Brandy, you're gonna get WWE. Okay. Mm-hmm. Before we do this, just know that this is fantasy booking. You have to pick current roster members right now.
Do injuries count?
You know what? No, everyone is injury free, so you have everybody right now. So,
do former WWE stars count, or they have to be active to the roster?
Active, Brandon. You ain't picking up free agents.
I'll give you no. I'll give you the tribal chief, Brendan.
Whoa! I already got the tribal chief. It's WWE.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, it has to be current
Brendan
WWE.
Be like, I got Moose from TNA NXT.
Listen, I was gonna choose Dean Ambrose. I can't, so I'll just
no. Current...
He's on my roster.
That's why I said Dean Ambrose. You have John Moxley.
Current rosters. Okay. I'm calling this. We're gonna do this every time now. This is gonna be War and Guts. Okay. With the first pick, Brendy, who is gonna be on your team for Team WWE?
Tribal Chief. The
Roman
Tribal
Reigns.
Chief. Yes.
Nit
Yes. that Tribal
Ram,
Chief.
who's on your
Kenny Omega. Not a
Roman
doubt.
Reigns, Kenny Omega. Okay. Going back to Bernie Savage,
Seth freaking Rollins.
Seth Rollins, Nit
John
Ram.
Moxley.
I can't choose John Moxley, so this is
John
gonna be a great
Moxley.
match just to see them go up against each other.
Okay.
But it's man. You know what? I'm gonna just throw them in there because they're the greatest of all time. Let's go with the Usos.
That's two
Which one?
picks. You're ahead of yourself.
You gonna take both of them?
Jey Uso.
Okay,
I'll
Jey
just take
Uso.
Jey Uso.
Third pick for Nit Ram.
Darby Allin.
Okay. Your fourth pick, Brandy.
Drew McIntyre.
Okay. Back to Nit Ram.
Will Ospreay.
Okay. And your final pick, Brandy.
For my final pick, gonna make things a little interesting. Go Jey Uso.
Yeah, you going Jimmy Uso?
Yeah, Jimmy Uso. I'm sorry.
Jimmy Uso. Okay, so the Usos in your final pick, Nit Ram.
MJF.
Okay. So
I
for
got no
team for Team WWE, we have Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Jimmy and Jey Uso, and Drew McIntyre. For Team AEW, we have Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay, MJF. Who else did you say? Darby Allin, and who am I forgetting?
I had Kenny Omega, John Moxley, Will Ospreay, Darby Allin, MJF.
Oh, okay, I did say all. There you go.
Nice.
Yeah,
You got some
That's
of the
a-
best sellers
that's
in the
a-
game, bro.
that's a good
I got believers.
that's a good match. Chat. Who do you think would win that? Who do you think will win our first ever War Guts match? Would it be Team WWE or Team AEW? Let us know in the comments. Other than that, man, wrestling has been pretty interesting. Keith Lee is also apparently being talked up for being a free agent. Does he move the needle for you guys?
Go ahead, Martin. I know you got a lot to say.
I love Keith Lee. I think we all know that by now. He's honestly one of my favorite people to watch. Keyword watch. I want Keith Lee to be healthy. And I don't think him wrestling, he can contain a healthy lifestyle with the conditions or whatever he has going on. He's constantly always getting sick, constantly always getting hurt. I want Keith Lee to be healthy. Let his wife bring in the paycheck. Dude, stay home. I think he needs to hang up the boots. I'm gonna be 100% honest. I think Keith needs to hang up the boots. He hasn't been healthy in years. He hasn't been healthy since NXT, and I don't know what's going on with him. You know, I don't want to hear they don't have booking for him because they always had something for Keith to do, and he always gets sick or hurt right at the climax of that point. They tried the swerve thing I think 3 times by now. I love Keith Lee. He's an incredible person to watch. He needs to hang up the boots. And if he wants to do one final tour in the Indies or whatever, let him get his last match against Dominic Dijakovac. Hang him up. I don't think he needs to be in WWE. I don't think he needs to be in AEW. I think he needs to retire. I'll be 100% honest.
Brandy?
Going off of what Nit Ram said, man, I kind of have to agree. I've been watching wrestling since 2020, around that time, since the pandemic. And I've watched Keith Lee on WWE not get used, get cut for having COVID, go to AEW, get sick from COVID. Like, anytime I'm trying to get interested in Keith Lee, he gets sick, or it's a roller coaster ride that we already know how it's gonna end. And I love Keith Lee as well. I've seen highlights, I've seen old matches, I've seen him put on with Brock Lesnar, but we're not there anymore. So that needle's not going to be moved any further because, like Martin said, the guy can't stay healthy.
Yeah, and that just goes back to that original conversation we were having in the beginning of the show. You know, that's the second most important thing for all athletes across all sports is just staying healthy. You know, they can know how to do the first thing, and that's doing the sport that they need to do to be successful in their careers. But that second part, man, staying healthy and trying to stay on top of the game is, the hardest part. So who knows what's up for Keith Lee, man. I hope nothing but the best for him. If it is retiring from wrestling, me and Nate Ram will argue with anybody. He's the the standard for big man wrestling.
100%.
Everybody should watch and learn from Keith Lee, because he will show you how to do things that no big man should be able to do, and just probably take you to beyond your limits. So Keith Lee, man, we hope you truly get better and whatever you got going on. But we're all here behind you, waiting for your return. And if you have to hang it up, just thank you. Because you did a lot of great things in wrestling, and a lot of people don't know that. But you had nothing but banger matches under your belt. So
dude's had a fabulous career. Also, fabulous career, beautiful wife.
Yeah,
he winning at life.
That's true. Other than that, man, Ringsiders, we appreciate y'all listening to us. Let's go ahead and play this one more time so y'all know what's going on. Got 3-count trivia coming up. Nick Ram, tell everybody what they need to know about 3-count trivia.
This season in 3-count trivia, we are adding TNA and AEW questions into the mix. We are going to see if our former championship culture can actually know wrestling outside WWE. Surprise, they do. I watch their channel. That's not the point. Do you? Can you beat them? We'll find out. We have pre-sign-ups starting now. I think we're doing a 16 bracket this year. 16
teams, or as many teams as want to join, but we're aiming for 16 teams.
We have an actual title shown on the screen right now. It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful championship. It's hosted by me. All the questions written by me. All your headaches given by me. All your eliminations, that's Marcus's job. He'll let you know when you lose. Besides that, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. And we make friends this way. We made a lot of friends on our last trivia, hoping to make more.
Yeah. If you are on the audio side, that is 3-count trivia season 2. Pre-register with 4 Sides OTR on X. You can DM us at any time, or you could just simply send us an email at 4sidesotr@gmail.com. We're looking for all types of content creators. Even if you feel like even if you don't do a wrestling podcast and you're a wrestling fan, please reach out to us. Like we're trying to do this. We're also introducing another title. It's going to be 2 titles this time. Before it was just 1 title, but now we're going to upgrade it to 2 titles. So it's actual tag team champions. So we got a lot going on for 3-count trivia. So if you're ready to sweat and you think you know some wrestling trivia, and I promise you, with Nitram, you don't know as much wrestling trivia as you may think you know. But like you said, man, we have a great time doing this. It's fun. We've met a lot of great people doing it. Shouts out to Mouth and Alpha Mike, Championship Culture,
Wrestling in the Middle,
Coffee and Wrestling, the Wrestling Wrap Up. Whoever, if I'm missing you, I'm really sorry, but we
had the flows.
Working with everybody.
We had the flows last season.
Oh yes, we had the Zombie King and Frankie Flo. That is absolutely right. Who got demolished, and we had 4 Sides of the Ring. We were on there too, so we're just having some fun. Get with us. Pre-register now. 4 Sides OTR on X. DM us or email us at 4sidesotr@gmail. Other than that, fellas, go ahead, get your plugs in while we get up out of here.
You already know. Since I've been on the show, guys. I've actually changed my Twitter. It's Brandy freaking Savage or Brandy Savage. Follow me on X. I'm Life and Time still on Instagram, guys.
And of course, I'm your man, the one that makes them say, "Oh damn!" I'm Nit Ram, and you can find me at Twitter, NitRam_4SOTR. That's NitRam_4SOTR. We also got Opinionated Season 1 wrapping up soon. We're going to have Season 2, which is going to be full of a bunch of different stuff coming up. And if anyone's interested in that, shoot me a DM. I can get you on an episode. You don't need to be a content creator. You could be a fan. You could be anyone listening. Go ahead and just shoot me a DM. Say you want to be on Opinionated. I will get you on.
Hit up Nitram to be on Opinionated, or hit up Brandy Savage too. He is the producer on Opinionated. He can get you on. But most importantly, follow us on all of our platforms. 4 Sides of the Ring podcast on IG, 4 Sides OTR on X. We're on Threads. We're on YouTube. 4 Sides of the Ring podcast. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Other than that, enjoy wrestling, enjoy your weekend, and if you are not enjoying wrestling, you're just not watching it right. We'll catch you Ringsiders next week.